Excellent.
And hello, welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother, Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro's Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, this is a show we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects for you folks. Hello everybody, we're hanging out in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join in live and participate during the show, we normally are in the live broadcast chat room. A link to the Discord server is discord.gg/Adafruit, or you could just search for Adafruit in the Discovery tab if there is one. There might be. Hello everybody, good morning, and thank you for joining us today. We have a very fun project to share with you folks. And if you guys have any questions, you can drop them in, and we'll tune in as we do the different segments and stuff.
Giving shout outs to everybody hanging out in all the chat rooms. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, on Facebook, and of course on Discord. Giving shout outs to everybody hanging out. We got, scrolling up here, we got Mr. Certainly Bruce, we got Rosin, we got Liz Clark, we got
Hello.
Andy Calloway,
Hello.
Mark Gambler, Discordia, Feedy2, and
Feedy2.
Alvaro Figueroa on the YouTube chats.
Cool.
Good morning, everybody.
Yep, we'll be on the different chats too, but if you really want to engage, definitely Discord is where the party's at. All right, so we're going to do some introduction stuff, move into housekeeping, and then we'll move into the project of the week. All right, starting off with updates from our Black Lives Matter page. We have some updated things. The first is, over the weekend, the awesome documentary came out of John Lewis called Good Trouble. Check it out. It is available right now on demand. You can check out the website. Adafruit wanted to help out Mongolia Pictures. There's a production company that put this together. So Adafruit got all of their employees some digital tickets, so we took a look at it over the weekend. Definitely recommend it. Check it out. John Lewis is an awesome figure. You need to check him out. You can get tickets from the website and enjoy it, watching it at home.
A lot of the cable companies also are streaming it on demand, so definitely check that out as well.
I didn't even notice they have a little fresh Rotten Tomatoes little sticker there. Cool. Updates to the Stop Hate for Profit campaign. There is a ever-growing list. I took a quick look at it before the show, and I saw about 994, so hovering almost a little bit below 1,000 folks that are out there that are pulling their ads from Facebook to let them know that it's not cool what they are doing. So there will be more updates to that, and hopefully more companies join in, as it's still the beginning of July. The Circuit Playground donation for Black Girls Code has sold out. Thank you everybody so much for purchasing and donating. The goal was to get 100, and they sold out in a few days. And we'll probably open this back up in the coming weeks, perhaps a month. And there's still like 8 days remaining here. But thank you again for helping out the cause, and just overall helping out Adafruit too, just by purchasing stuff. Okay. We have newsletters that happen every week. Once a week, the new newsletter has all of the latest products that Adafruit is introducing into the shop. You can subscribe to that by heading over to adafruit.com/newsletter. For daily newsletter, adafruitdaily.com is the standalone website with categories that you can select to subscribe to. 3D printing, biohacking, CircuitPython on hardware, just to name a few. Check those out. You're not automatically subscribed to them, so if you'd like some daily content in your email inbox, you can go to adafruitdaily.com and select your categories. We're hanging out in the Discord chat room. That's the best place to engage, share your projects, get project help. And on Discord, every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time is the CircuitPython meeting. It is an hour plus long, lots of fun interactions with the community. great way to find out what's going on in CircuitPython from the devs themselves. They run it. They do a great job running it. It is available to download in any of your podcasting softwares. If you'd like to participate during the live recording of it, it happens in the CircuitPython Discord channel. And of course, you can hit it up by going to discord.gg/Adafruit. A lot of twisty tongues here. Every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, I was going to say something about, like, you don't have to, you can lurk if you'd like to lurk. You don't have to participate. You can listen in live too, which is what I like to do. And
actually listen to the rebroadcasting. This is posted on YouTube, so you can watch that or listen to that as well.
Yeah, you also get some insight into what's going to come in the CircuitPython newsletter, which is Python on Hardware. Okay, Adafruit is shipping orders. So if you'd like to, if you're holding off on any orders, now is a good time to get back into it.
Good time to cash in all those gift certificates you might have gotten over the years.
Yeah,
those
and things are coming back in stock. We will share with you what items are in stock that we wanted to talk about. So I think with that, we're ready to jump into this week's project. If not, we can check in the chat and see if there's any.
No, let's go ahead and jump into this week's project. It is the LED Matrix Hourglass.
Yeah, so we put together a learn guide for this project. We shared a little bit about it last week. This week we have the files available, the code's up, it's been up, and it's ready for folks to remix, download, remake, what have you. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to the project inspiration. This was inspired by David Projectos. He's got an awesome Instagram, YouTube, Twitter profile, and he put together this project that inspired us to design a very similar version of it. I'm just scrolling through it. It's the Hourglass. This is awesome. So it is put together using Arduino, and it's got some extra bits like some LEDs on the side. It's using the bigger version of the LED matrices, so it's really cool. So definitely shout out to David Projectos. Give him a follow. Check out his stuff. It's quite inspirational. So here's our version now. I'm going to go to the camera, and we'll do a little demo here of it in action. So to get my tabs together. So this is the build. It's a lot more simplified, and it's all 3D printed. It's using some snap fits, and in the back here we have a little on-off switch with a little hole here for the USB port, and it is running the Adafruit Blue Fruit, the Blue Fruit Sense with the NRF52840, and it has a built-in accelerometer. So that's how this is working. It's taking values from the accelerometer and doing a little bit of simplified physics to create some terminal velocity. Look at these little grains of sand go. So as I rotate it around, you can see the little grains are interacting with each other, and they are telling the time. So one funny thing is, how long does it actually, does it take an hour for this to go? No, it takes like 50 seconds or so. But yeah, these are the mini 8x8 LED module / backpacks. Adafruit has them in many different colors, so you have lots of options. And we also have the bigger version. This is the small version. This is the mini version. It's still small. These also come in many different colors. They are a little bit different in terms of soldering them together. The LED modules themselves really need to be soldered correctly. Here's what it looks like when you solder them incorrectly. Not all the LEDs work, so that's a bummer. But it is very, very similar builds. The exact same circuit, at least the wired connections are the exact same. And the difference here is we're just using the bigger 1.2-inch sized 8x8 matrices. And yeah, they are very much similar. So what's cool about this one is it has some snap fit stuff. So it's quite simple to take it apart. There's the bottom there. This is a little JST connector. We like to call these the stemma QT connectors. So this is a great way to make a small connection so you can have something embedded and then connect it after, so you can disconnect it. It's very modular as well. So there's the feather holy moly, this feather has so many components on board. It's got the accelerometer, it has a built-in PDM microphone, temperature sensor, barometric sensor, a light gesture sensor, so you can do some crazy stuff with that. So much more. It's only 23 bucks. It has the built-in LiPo charging, so you just plug a LiPo battery in there. It'll regulate that for you down to 3 volts, and you get free USB charging on there. Well, it's not free, but you know what I mean. You get that extra ability of recharging your battery. So if you're making a project that is embedded and needs to be quite small, this feather is our favorite new go-to feather. So there's that piece there. It snaps. Here's the base of the larger small version. Very, very similar. This is using a little bit of a different JST connector. This is just the stemma connector, your normal sized stemma connector. So it is a little bit bigger. I figured I'd use that just to share that because it's, use the connector that fits the job of the size. There's more room in the bottom base here, so we have a 400 milliamp LiPo battery. I forgot to mention that this one has the 400 milliamp LiPo battery. This is a 500 milliamp LiPo battery. So you get maybe another hour or so. The battery life seems to be pretty good over multiple hours. Yeah, so that's cool. And it's very, very similar, just a bigger diameter, right? But the same size snap fits. Yeah. Boy, God, I really wish that worked. Yeah, so one of the cool things I like to do with these type of projects that need to be really small is the bottom. When I'm making like a little enclosure bit, I have these built-in standoffs here with some little nubs that are press-fitted through the mounting holes on the feather. And then there's these 2 tabs that are right up against the edge, and if you look carefully at its profile, you see that there's these little nubs here that protrude out there. And what those do is they allow the PCB to kind of stay in place. So the way it gets installed is at an angle, like this. And then you get the holes, the posts to go through the mounting holes. And then you just kind of slightly flex this in, press it down, and then now it is nicely secured in place. It won't fall out. And I tend to do this now for like all the projects that use the feather that need to be embedded in a nice small little package here. A little bit of elevation there, you can see there, that's for wiring and stuff if you're going to have headers or something. And it just barely nips that edge of the PCB there. This is one of my favorite ways to mount a feather board to a 3D printed enclosure. And on the side here you can see we have our little built-in holder for the slide switch. It has like this little tab here that'll prevent the switch from being pressed all the way in, and these 2 walls here hug it in place, and then that hole there allows you to actuate the little slide switch bit. So that's how that's working. For the battery, it's just an empty area here. You can just put whatever battery will fit in that area. But very, very similar mounting approach like our previous projects. So that's neat. I also have a layer by layer tutorial on that. I'll have a link to the playlist of the layer by layer tutorials, so folks that are interested in designing their own enclosures can take a look at that. Sweet, lovely feather. So as I was talking about the feather, I was surprised to see that the feather is indeed in stock. So if we head on over to the website, it is PID 4516 4516. So you can get it. I was wrong about the price, sorry. Yeah, it's a little bit more pricey because it's got all the bells and whistles. So you can get a look at all the different sensors and things there. The Learn Guide for it will walk you through all the different various sensors, setting it up with Arduino if you'd like, and of course setting up with CircuitPython. So all that stuff is here in the lovely Learn Guide. And we also have a 3D model of the thing. So if you want, you can download, go to the downloads page, and you can see all the different data sheets for all the various sensors on board. The Eagle CAD files are on GitHub because it's open source. And there's some demo code here for scanning Bluetooth stuff, schematic, fab print. The 3D model is something I didn't add yet, but it is definitely there in our GitHub repo, which I will also have in the link of this video. Yeah, we'll cover that in a bit. When it comes to the LED matrices, there's a handy category that you can check out if you want to just see them all nicely sorted. This is the category here. It's adafruit.com/category/326, and then you can just see all the different 8x8 LED matrices that are the 1.2 small size. They also come in squares and bicolor. You can get the backpack separately, or you can get it with the backpack, or just the LED modules separately as well. So there's quite a bit of them. And then the 0.8 mini versions have the mini name, and they are small. And they come in all the same different colors. Same deal, you can get the LED module themselves with the backpack. I don't think the backpack is sold separately, standalone. So that's that. Okay. I think that's that bit. What was another bit? I'll talk about 3D printing after the intro. So yeah, so back over to the Learn Guide. This is going to cover the assembly. There's a circuit diagram here. If you are interested in making a circuit diagram, you can use the Fritzing software. It is open, free download, and we also have an Adafruit Fritzing parts library, so you can put together your own wiring diagrams as well. Like the feather sense is there. It's a fairly new Fritzing part. And of course, you have all the different colors of the LED backpacks. The only thing you have to kind of do that's a little bit different is that there's a little jumper on the back of the backpacks of the LED modules that you can solder one of the jumpers so that you can change the I2C address. That's how you're able to daisy chain two of them together. So just follow that, and you'll be in good times. So the code was written by Carter Nielsen, and Carter actually put together a Learn Guide about a month ago on how he put this project together. And he goes over the physics model, he walks through the code, so if you are interested, you can check that out and learn more about it by checking out his original guide. I have the code mirrored in this guide, so it's kind of a one-to-one mirror. But this page will help you set up your feather sense with the latest version of CircuitPython. Fairly easy to do so this will walk you through that. And then installing the libraries, just a handful of libraries required for this one. Yeah, so you can check them out. A nice screenshot lets you know which libraries you'll need. The code is right here. It's hosted on GitHub. You can check it out and download it using these links here, or see it directly on GitHub. And there is a slight modification to the code. Shout out to Carter for helping me with this one. Because the feather board is mounted differently in this project, the coordinates for the X, Y, and Z axes are adjusted slightly to accommodate for the updated position. And Carter wrote it in a way where it's, if you want to mount it some other way, maybe you want to mount it backwards or right side up, you can adjust them by just tweaking these 3 lines in the code. When it comes to 3D printing, they are fairly simple to print. No supports required, but there are some little tips here that we can talk about now. You can grab the CAD files from the various places that I have them linked here, Thingiverse and Proofs of Prints, and also Fusion 360. I have the original source available to download through the Fusion 360 website, so you can kind of get a look at them before you download them. So yep, put together a little CAD assembly animation. That's fun. That's cool. I want to talk about the parts orientation. So here are some of the parts that are used in the project. So the first thing I want to talk about is this little peanut shape. This is what houses the LED matrices. And originally I printed it flat, where this edge here was the flat part that touched the bed. And if you look, there is a little bit of overhang issues that arise from printing it in this orientation. And then there are some visible layer lines that you can really take a look at. I'm going to adjust the camera slightly here so folks are wondering. Give me a second here to turn off autofocus and go manual. There you go. So you really get a good look at the layer lines there. If your project needs that and that looks aesthetically pleasing, you can go with this way. I wanted to see what it would look like if I printed it going tall ways up, and it looks a little bit better. there is the quality. You can still see layer lines and whatnot, but I think there's much more kind of shine and reflectivity going on here because of the filament and just the orientation of the part. When it comes to the tolerances, they seem to work out pretty well. So if the inside needs to look nicer, this would be a better option. It is a symmetrical design, so it can be printed this way, or flat like that, like I originally did. And then you can see here, this is the overhang geometry. I didn't even clean it up because I really didn't need to. So that's nice. And you can see there's these little nubs here are the built-in snaps for the cover that gets snap fitted in there. So 2 different ways you can do it. Another thing that was interesting is that in some slicers, like Cura, printing it tallways is actually quicker. Though printing it, like let's say in the Prusa slicer, it might be a little bit different. It might take longer to print it this tallways. But hey, if that's not an issue to you, then print it tallways and you'll get a fairly nicer layer lines, I guess, layer quality. So those are the 2 different printing orientations. Of course, here's the bigger one. You can see that there. You can really see those layer lines there. And then the only other version is, the other part is actually in the build, so I'll have to show it to you this way. So if you like this filament and you'd like to try it out, we do have it linked. We have a link to the Amazon storefront. And it is an affiliate link, so if you do purchase something, just know that you're helping us out a little bit.
I did post the links to both sizes, the 175 and the 285 millimeter diameter for those.
Excellent, thank you. And that's all I think I wanted to talk about when it came to print orientation. Another tip that I have for these spindles, I'll go ahead and switch back over to the Learn Guide because there's a nice little screenshot here. Printing the spindles were a little bit difficult. They tend to tip over and fail. So one way to prevent that from happening is to use a build plate adhesion.
A brim.
A brim. Let's just read what it says. Adding a brim can help improve adhesion to the build plate. Brim adds a single layer around the base of the model. Models with small surface areas touching the bed is prone to peel off, especially with tall objects. Use a brim with a 3 millimeter width when slicing the 3 spindles. That's what I did. You can use a bigger brim, but I think minimum of 3 millimeter width is what you want. This screenshot is of the Cura slicer. So if you're using something else, they might use a different terminology. Folks in Discord, if you know, if you're familiar with Prusa slicer, let me know. Is it the same? Is it called the brim? And yeah, anyway, the brim is definitely something you want to use for this for these parts, just these parts. Okay, that's about it. Everything else is pretty simple. The STL files are already oriented in the best orientation for printing, so you don't need to reorient them unless you'd like to. Let's see, the source files, okay, they are on GitHub, like I said. New ones that I released over the weekend was the LED backpack modules, and these are really nice. I need to go into their Learn Guides and actually link to them, but you can get access to them in our GitHub repo. These are what they look like. They are they're originally created in EagleCAD. EagleCAD has really nice integration with Fusion 360, so I'm able to make 3D models of the PCBs fairly quickly, and then you can map all the various onboard components using your own models, modeling them if you'd like. But just know that you will have them all nicely put together when you download them from our GitHub repo. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So the rest of the Learn Guide just walks you through soldering. Again, if you are soldering the bigger 1.2-inch version, please make sure you walk through the Learn Guide on that. There is the Learn Guide for the LED backpacks covers all of the various LED backpacks. So the 8x8s, 16x8s, the alphanumeric, the 7-segment displays, they're all nicely organized in the sidebar here. So I'll just take a quick look at the small version, the 1.2-inch version, and in the assembly subpage here, it has a nice warning that says, hey, you really need to watch out, the matrix needs to be installed the right way. Watch out, the matrix needs to be... Watch out, the matrix...
There needs to be a red button before each
You think
slide.
so? Right. Well, I mean, I just assumed that because I made the mini version first, the mini version doesn't... Yeah, I know. And you can click here and look at the mini version, and it has its own assembly page, and you can see here that this one is... doesn't matter, it's symmetrical. Haha. But great job, Lamar, in putting these photos together. You just have to follow them. Okay? Okay. Where am I now? There we go. So this walks you through that. You do have to solder one of the jumpers on the back. A0 is the one we selected. That sets the I2C address to 71. And that's required for daisy chaining multiple matrices together. I'll cover the wiring fairly thoroughly. Yeah. We're using our favorite ribbon cable. This is silicone covered stranded wire. It's just a nice bundled cable. It's really heat resistant. I kind of made my own Stemma QT cable because they currently don't come as a male connector, just a female connector. But we do sell these little right-angled connectors in a pack of 10, and you can make your own wire. I'm sure in a couple months we'll probably have a DIY cable. That'd be great because soldering this is quite not
Challenge.
Easy. Let's just say that now. I mean, yeah.
Nice practice, though.
It was nice practice, actually. And there's 10 of them, so if you break 3 of them, you still have 7 left.
You will break one.
Yeah. Yeah, they come in a little cut reel, too, which is neat. Because that's how I guess these are surface mounted onto the various Stemma boards that we have. But yeah, here's other ones, yeah. Anyway, soldering the slide switch is fairly simple. Gets wired directly into the enable ground pins. That way you can turn off and on the 3-volt regulator. You can still recharge the battery when the 3-volt regulator is shut off. Yeah, and that just makes it a lot easier to assemble. Because then you don't have to like thread it and then like solder it while it's being threaded.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Okay, this picture here just shows you do want to be aware of which matrix is the top and which is the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to have it like shooting upwards and different gravity. Yeah, and it just walks you through the assembly of you want to follow the order, I think. The order of assembly is important. So that's good to follow it linear like this. And yeah, fairly fun, easy to put together assembly. Yeah, I hope you guys get a kick out of that. Boop, boop, boop. Cool. Should have put this over. Now you have 50 seconds. 50 seconds to ask your questions, folks.
So looking at the chat room, there was just some confusion. People thought that the shininess was actually acrylic.
Oh, yeah.
The trick for that is printing on a glass bed.
Yeah.
Or the, PEX also gives you a shiny bottom.
So reflective. Look how reflective that is. Yeah, it's a really neat effect. It ended up working. A lot of the times, it really depends on your project. If you're like filming it and you get these nasty reflections, like God, you're like, oh man, I wish I printed it on a matte surface. So.
Or you can just bust out a bunch of reflectors and bouncers.
Bouncer, yeah.
To cover it up.
But yeah.
We have Ari Jit was asking if the backpacks would work on an ESP. And Carter is hanging out in the chat.
Hey,
says
Carter.
yes via I2C, but not with CircuitPython.
Yes.
Since ESP is no longer supported.
Yeah.
Not enough memory and speed, I'm guessing, yeah. Our favorite go-tos are now the M4, so definitely take a look at those.
Well, yeah,
and Scott is adding support for the ESP32S2.
Yeah. Cool.
And then Some funny commentary. Andy Calloway does not have an Hourglass figure. Don't worry, none of us here do either. And then some people are liking the gold filament. I put the Amazon links on there if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty inexpensive, and it ships usually like next day. So I'm super surprised with all of the shields that we're printing. Looks like all the stock fulfillment is getting back up on Amazon.
Cool. Yeah, it's really good stuff. We got like 2 spools of it, right?
And Discordia saying that, hey, I like the idea of the virtual sand flowing upwards.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we can...
And then we have Ann on Twitter saying that regular sand is too boring. Silicone from sand used to electrify things is lit.
Well said, Dan. Yeah. I guess I'll add one more bit to it. I wanted to make kind of like these... I wanted to change the design here of the frame to have like these more curves to them. And I did that, but it wouldn't roll around as freely. So I went back to the simple version. But they are included in the STLs if you download the bundle from Thingiverse and Prusa printers. Yeah, same internal, just more. You're gonna spend more time printing this piece.
Yeah. Got some overhang on that too. It might be a little bit tricky, just depending on your fans.
Just print it this way, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
it's all nice. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of overhang there, but yeah.
And then Carter says, yes, ESP32S2 CircuitPython support is in the works, which you can listen to all the weeds, nitty-gritty that the devs talk about on CircuitPython.
That's right. Or you can tune in every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, I believe. Tune in to Scott's deep dive sessions every Friday.
Yes.
Check those out. You can use the handy command in the Discord server. I think it's !show times, and then I'll get a really good 5 p.m. Eastern.
There we go.
On Fridays. So check out.
And Scott is always available on Discord to answer any questions.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's project. It's a lot of fun to put together. And
very mesmerizing.
Yeah, shout out to Carter for putting together the code and all the. It was ported, like I think Dave Estelle's did one with the Charlie Plex.
That's right.
And then previously Phil B made quite a few of them. Yeah, so it's a fun evolution of the
staying on the shoulders of
giants.
Giants.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I think that's this week's project, folks.
Let's go ahead and jump into, is it Shop Talk or Community Makes?
Yeah, give me a second here to organize my tabs. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the prototype stuff's like it's still kind of in the works.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be next week's project.
Show it off. It
yeah.
looks so
Okay. Cool. We're working on a little mini basketball hoop with built-in IR breakout beam sensors. So we're planning to use the RGB matrix to be a scoreboard. And this is a collab project with Liz Clark, who's in the chat room, Blitz City DIY, shout out. And she's writing the code in CircuitPython. And again, we're using the RGB 32 by 64 matrix. So it's got the RGB feather wing in the back there and then an M4 on top. We plan to have a button for resetting and then some sort of mounting parts that will either be placed like on the edge of a table or right over a trash bin. So the idea is to have a little scoreboard and this IR sensor embedded basketball hoop, and then we'll throw some stuff in there and then you'll get some nice fonts that show and some graphics and things. And I think we're also going to have a little speaker in the back so that you can make some sounds, maybe some MP3s. But that's where I'm at with it. This is a little hoop. It fits on the bed of the printer. Trying to keep it within the build volume of a Prusa i3, so it'll fit like that. And yeah, just getting the IR sensors in there. Speaking of the IR sensors, Huge shout out to Chris Schmitz. He made a 3D model of the IR sensors, which is great because I didn't have to do it. It was already done.
Oh yeah, was this for the Halloween project he did?
Yeah, this is for his Halloween project,
Very
and he
nice.
threw that up there on GrabCad. If you're looking for some 3D models, GrabCad is a nice alternative to some of the other places because these are more about like one-to-one text sheet, data sheet driven designs.
Yeah, I was actually looking for some parts for one of the Cruelty printers. I wanted to print a completely new print head for it.
Right.
So I can get more additional fans on there,
Mhm.
since I didn't want to drill through any of the metal parts. So I was thinking, hey, let me just print this out. Instead of designing it, it was
Right.
available on GrabCad.
That's awesome, yeah. And I do have some parts up there as well. I just need to get some more parts out there. So cool. That is the prototype.
Commentary for this, of course, is great. The basketball hoop project will be nothing but net. And Andy Calloway says, that joke was a slam dunk. And then Liz is saying that it should meow every time you make a score.
Okay.
Or a purr.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, shout out.
So that's
to
what's
Chris.
being prototyped.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we shimmy on
Let's
over
go
to
to-
some shop talk stuff. Not really a
Shop talk.
prototype, just a nice little simple build for adding a tripod onto any of your Lego parts. So this is a really cool camera hiding little cover that you designed a couple
Oh sure.
year or two
Yeah, it's
ago?
supposed to like just slide over your laptop, and it's supposed to cover up your webcam for privacy reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has the little studs on the top there for
Forget
Lego
where-
stuff.
Yeah, I forget where Phil and Lamar found this project suggestion, and they wanted a little Adabot as well. One of the things I wanted to do was have a different placement for a 360 camera. It's usually right here in the way. I thought, well, why don't we just add or make a little Lego compatible tripod piece that can just go onto the top of our computer where it's the little webcam thing is. So I just opened up your file. It's this little, where'd it go? It's just a little plate that has all of the little parts for the, I forgot what these are called, not
Take
studs.
a look at the frame, so we're in there,
What are these called?
and then I'll do
Not the
a manual
studs, the
focus.
tubes. So you have this file available
Oh, I
on
see
the
what you're
project
saying,
link
yeah.
for that. And I
Okay.
just extruded this out and added our handy dandy little modeled part 4 to the 3/8 to 1/4-20 adapter. That's all this is, just has that in there. And then we have the 1/4-20 to 1/4-20, and then you can attach any camera bit to that. And it's
Sweet.
just a nice simple little way to attach a tripod or camera to a Lego piece.
And we have one right now that we are using. And if we adjust the camera, you can see here.
Oh, I
right
have I think I
above-
sent you a photo of it, didn't I? I know.
I don't know. Anyway, that's our Fusion 360 camera. Funny enough, Fusion 360 is also modeling software. But the GoPro Fusion 360 is currently up there being supported by that 3D printed part. Please don't break.
No, it's nice and solid. All of the pieces
Nice
fit,
and solid.
have an excellent tolerance on it, so you can actually hear it.
Ooh.
So push it in there, it's like,
Go back to the...
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little way to
Focal point.
attach a camera to any of your Lego pieces if you're doing a stop motion or something like that.
Sure. Do I have an
Nice
official
handy
brick?
way.
I have
I'll,
brick somewhere.
I'll upload this on our Thingiverse in case anybody wants that.
Okay.
And then the other thing, I think you have the
have
footage on
footage.
there. We
Yes.
finally got our GoPro replacement. We wanted something that was super low light. The past project, was it last week's project? The bike project?
Yeah.
Man, that was hard to film because
Yeah,
we had to
used-
attach a giant phone to the back of our bike and it kept falling off. And the GoPro just wasn't up to snuff in terms of the quality and the weight for it. So
The focal point too is a little bit
Oh,
not
yeah,
good at
that's
close
right.
range stuff.
So excellent for low light if you're a camera buff. Sorry, just gonna show some camera
Sorry.
footage of this.
Okay, here we go. So tell us about
is
this sample footage.
Yeah, so this is 4K footage. It has excellent stabilization, which is one of the main things I was looking for. And
Is it optical stabilization?
it's
Software.
no, it's hardware.
Okay.
So it's a 6-axis stabilizer, and I am running through the sidewalk here, and you can see how smooth it is. It does have some up and down right here when I'm like really jerking the camera, but you can see it's pretty smooth.
It's pretty good.
What I really like about it, it does record log, so it does record like a nice flat image that you're able to later in post edit all the colors and do like your highlight adjustments and all that. So it's a very excellent little camera, and the workflow for it is super fast too. I was able to do all these edits and apply a LUT on top of that, right all on my phone, and then export a 5K or 4K image from that. So excellent little camera.
Sweet.
With really good low light. I was impressed. I didn't give you the footage for that, but I was just shooting stuff in the dark too, and I was really impressed with how the image quality off of that was.
Excellent. And so,
oh yeah, one of the cool
what's
things
the name
too,
of this camera?
It's the Insta360 R1 1-inch. So this was co-engineered with Leica, so excellent quality. One of the cool things is that it's modular, so you can take this little built-in screen, you can like turn it around so you can have it facing you.
Oh snap!
Like that.
What?
And then we have the little camera, or the battery bit down here.
So it's not a 360 camera, right?
No, you can get a module for it.
The company named themselves
And the
Insta360.
other thing I really like was how fast the startup, the boot is on this.
That is really clever to be
Very
modular.
fast. So you turn off on the GoPro. I don't know if you guys have any experience with those. It takes quite a while, especially if we're trying to film something pretty fast. You always miss the shot that way.
Are the lenses interchangeable? It looks like
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
But you can get like a filter for it, for like
So-
a polarizer.
Okay, so you can get those filters and whatnot. What did it come with?
Just this stuff right here.
Okay, where's the
Hold on.
battery?
The battery is this guy right here.
Okay.
And it's waterproof out of the box.
Oh snap! The whole thing is waterproof?
Yeah. So the only thing that's missing is like a quarter 20 on the bottom.
Yeah,
How
that's
silly that
not
wasn't
bad.
added. So of course that's one of the first things I'm going to model for it. A Ninja Flex bumper, so we can add
Right.
3/8 quarter 20, which is one of the first things we always do for like when we get a new little camera. So excellent little
Cool.
taking time lapses or time shifts.
Is it the same price range as a GoPro, like 500?
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper than the GoPro.
Okay.
And the quality, just looking at the comparison shots of it, it's way better. So it takes, so the battery is this proprietary battery, of course, and you just charge it so
over
are the
USB?
GoPros, yeah.
You charge it over USB-C, I guess?
Yeah, it's USB-C.
Okay. How do you offload footage?
You can either take the
SD cards
card
right
out
there.
or right through your phone.
Okay.
Which is really cool is that it does all the editing through metadata, so you're not actually having to download these giant files.
Whoa.
So that's super handy too.
You're editing on your phone or your desktop?
Just editing on my phone, yeah.
So you connect to it like through Bluetooth?
Yeah, it's just Wi-Fi or Bluetooth.
Okay, and then you edit some stuff there.
Yeah.
Neat. What does it record natively to? MP4?
It's their own like proprietary format. I think it's an H265.
Okay.
So nice. Doing a lot of processing on the camera itself, which is very handy for, like I was saying, being able to edit a whole clip that all that B-roll footage that you showed.
Sure.
Was all done on the camera itself. So we'll be doing more shots with this little guy.
Does it
And
have
some
the
more tests.
HDMI out?
I think you could do it through USB-C.
Interesting. I'm just
Another
thinking
cool
like,
thing-
oh, will it work as a webcam?
Well, the cool
Probably
thing I
not.
haven't tested is that you can use your AirPods as microphones. I saw the option on there and completely forgot that you could do that.
Yeah, I was going to say too, like, is there any audio input?
Yeah, so once, this pandemic is over, hopefully, and more events are happening, we do some more interviews or something, it'll be a lot more easier than having all these wireless mics on you. You just have an AirPod in somebody's ear.
Cool. All right, I'll have to play with it at some point. This is my first time kind of seeing it, folks.
Yeah, we just got it in
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Yeah.
more tests and, of course, more 3D printing to be done to this little guy.
It'd be great to replace the GoPro on our circuit Python
Yeah, it's
slider.
pretty old. We don't even, I think it's like the GoPro 6 or something, the Hero 6.
Okay. Well,
With that, let's go ahead and jump into this week's Community Makes.
Yep. This week's community makes is So we've been playing game night every night. Well, we try every night, and we've been playing a lot of
You found this really handy dandy card holder.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to struggle to find the link. Sorry, folks.
Let's read some of the comments. Bruce is saying, yeah, you can get a 360 module for this.
Okay. It is modular.
And then the price, I think it's still on sale. It was like $200 off. It's on Amazon, and they ship next day. So you can check out the prices there.
Hey, what's up, folks?
Hey, are we back?
Maybe. The power went out for a second, and we do have an APC battery backup, but
looks like we need a bigger one.
We need a bigger one. Yeah, it lasted like 2 seconds.
Not
we
even.
needed it to last for 30 seconds, and it wasn't enough. But I think we're back.
Several people concerned, is it a glitch? No, it should be back up.
Yeah, the whole computer is shut down, and it's fun. It's exciting. So we
All
were
right,
showing
we're
this-
right at the beginning of the community make for this week.
Yeah, and I was struggling to find a link to the Thingiverse thing, so I'm still struggling to find the link to the Thingiverse thing, but it's there now. And boy, that's wrong. I won't be able to share the website with you because it's all busted. Yeah, this camera's down. Like, it didn't boot up correctly, so we're going to have to use this camera.
All right, so this week's project, this is really, as Chris Young says in the YouTube chat, a very, let me say it word by word. It's a really low-tech assistive technology. So
All of our audio...
Hello?
Hello? Okay. That's odd. I
Was it
don't
working?
know if it was working or not, sorry. Hello, hello. Sorry about that. The mic stopped working. We're gonna have to like close the show pretty soon anyway, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a really fast, nice little low-tech assistive way to hold a bunch of cards when you're playing games. A nice model here. We'll post the link to the Thingiverse file using the Silk Black PLA from Sun Lu. I'll post the Amazon link to that as well. And it's just a nice little simple way to be able to hold cards during your game nights. I did have to use a horizontal expansion just so you can get this not to fuse together.
Right. It was a negative expansion. What would you call it?
It was a negative 0.2 I would go with, just so you can have hold a nice amount of cards, especially with Uno. If you have a bunch of colors that are not in your deck, you can draw a lot of cards. So a nice simple little way to hold cards.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, I can't show you the webpage. The shot's busted right now. Okay, that is this week's Community Makes.
And
we have a
looks-
Timelapse Tuesday video on that, and
It'll
here
actually
it is.
play.
Yeah, it'll play. That's all good. It's just the shot for doing a desktop capture is busted. Didn't
Yes,
have
you are
enough
going to
time
need
fix it.
a brim on the bottom of these just so it doesn't flop off as it's printing.
Yeah, it totally happened to me.
And then low infill since you don't need it to be, that heavy.
Yeah.
And it was by kwalus. Excellent little fun way.
Yeah, sweet.
Only thing that stinks about it is just how long it takes. It's about 5 hours.
If you're time lapsing, 3 hours if you don't have a time
Yeah,
lapse.
that's still a long time for this
Yeah, it
little
is.
thing.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, hopefully later tonight everything will go as planned. There is some shows later tonight. If you'd like to join in and share your projects, what you're working on, or your workspace, please do so. We invite you to come on to the show and tell. It happens every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It happens on StreamYard, and the way to get in is to hang out in the Discord chat room around 6:50 p.m. We'll start throwing the shared links so you can get invited that way. Everybody's welcome.
Yes.
And then at 8 p.m. later tonight is Ask Engineer, full hour of Lamar and Phil, new products, CircuitPython and hardware, and all the news as well. John Park's workshop is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Before you check it out, I need to put this one before John Park's. John Park also does a full hour of Make Coding Live with John Park every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I also need one for Scott. I need to make one. All right. Well, with that all taken care of, you've been watching 3D Hangouts. Happens every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And thunderstorms tend to happen here in Florida. Thank you
All
guys
right.
so much for joining. We'll see you guys tonight. But until then, remember,
Make a great day.
make a great day and get a better battery backup.
See you tonight, folks.
Bye, folks.